It's been a while since I've actually just gone off the script, off the cuff, just ripped into something, because it's a lot harder for me to edit down something when I have no idea where it's going to lay in a script. I like to look at my script and say, this is where this goes, this is where this goes. But Gundam Battle Assault 2 is too hard to script. It's too hard to get out the pure raw feelings of joy and emotion that you can get from something. Gundam Battle Assault 2 is the first fighting game I ever invested training mode time onto, and there is no training mode time. So you just have to go in there versus a computer and, restart the match every time it died. And that was super annoying, but I made it work because I wanted to learn it. This was the first game I ever entered a quarter circle into, and I thought that was crazy because now there's, Street Fighter, they got Tekken has quarter circles in it now, you got quarter circles everywhere. Basically any 2D fighter, if it exists, has a quarter circle in there, and some Z inputs too, like Zangief or Zangief or however you want to say it. It's got some craziness, okay? And Gundam Battle Assault 2 kept that to a minimum. It had thrusters, you could jump, you could fly, you could use bubble shields, you could do all this crazy stuff. But they kept it to dragon punches, and that was basically it. You just did dragon punches, and you got all your shit out. And it was so cool, because this game had unblockables, and they looked great, and there was an announcer that you couldn't see, and he would just say, you can't defend, and you couldn't defend it. You couldn't block it. It was super telegraphed, because he ruined it every time. And I always liked to bust out a move that was unblockable, and then my buddy from down the street would say, hey man, I know you can block that, you can't block that, I'm gonna move, and he would just jump, and that was it was done. And he'd get behind me and he'd just kick me in the mouth. Well, in the back of the head, but regardless. Playing this game with people is so fun, because if you know anything about Gundam, if you know anything about Gundam, you know that it gets a little bit crazy when it comes to politics and all that nonsense. I don't care about new types, I don't care about G-Cells, Dark Gundam, I don't care. I just want to see people just beat each other up with very, very small context. And you get that context in Street Mode. And then you take all those characters you unlock in Street Mode and you go to the Versus Mode and you look at all the different spots that look like they're going to be filled in soon. And you're like, wow, I wonder what this is going to be. And you find out that those giant robots that you fight midway through the game in Street Mode, like the Big Zam and the New Zeal and the Hydra and all that craziness, you get to unlock that from just playing other modes, Supercheats.com told me that if you back-to-back run 30 wins in a row, you unlock the Psycho Gundam. There's no chance I'm, to this day, going to unlock that thing legally. I had to take my legal copy of this game, run up an emulator, and then put in cheats just so I could see what it was like. And it was amazing. That thing is so unfair. It takes no damage. It does a shit ton. It's got a command grab. Like, that's nuts. And Puru 2, she's got the Gwyn Mantha or whatever. That thing's got a command grab. That thing's basically just a wrestler. And it's sick. And it's got a bubble shield. And I love the fact that this game just gives you specials. You start the whole match. At the beginning of the match, it's a one-round thing. You get this 3 stocks underneath your health bar. And these stocks represent how many specials you're allowed to use in a fight. 3 of these. You get to use 3 specials whenever you want. And some of them are so unfair. Amuro Ray has a Gundam hammer, and he hits you with it, and you just die. It does a full bar of health. You get 3 bars of health. He gets 3 specials. He hits you with that 3 times, you're dead. There's a weaker version of it, but you don't care. You want that 3-shot drop. That's all you want. What other game gets to just let you just blast somebody down like that? No game. And that was super exciting, because my buddy Jermaine was like, I'm going to play as this guy, and I'm like, I want to play as the Gundam. And he's like, that's such a boring Gundam. I'm like, but you don't even know, man. And I just whipped him with a flail 3 times. He's like, that wasn't even fair. He didn't want to play anymore. But I forced him to, because we were going to be with each other for hours, because my mom had to pick me up. Either way, it was great. It was so fun. I loved sitting down and just figuring out that there was going to be more, because the game said so. It was every time you beat Street Mode, you better go fight some more. And some sexy woman voice says, you better go fight some more. That announcer does not exist outside of fighting. He's only for fighting. He says funnels when funnels come out, and he says you can't defend, and he says that you're out of ammo and all this other stuff, and it makes you look dumb when you're just dry firing with the Gundam or trying to shoot someone with the Zeong and it doesn't do anything. And there's like this this little twist is if you play through street mode with Char Aznable, you get through it, you have to fight 2 giant robots in his street mode with a Zaku. And it's a really good Zaku, because cracker grenades are really overpowered. It's like a shotgun effect. But then they take away your red comet. They switch you out from the Zaku, and they put you in the Zeong so that you can have a final battle with Amuro Ray. And it's so cool, because you don't know how to use the Zeong at this point. You've never piloted it. And his special sucks, because it never lands, but then you get it off one time, and it does a shit ton of damage. And that's what's so fun about this game. I like watching mobile suits fight, and I loved watching them just, when they lost, they would just hit the ground. Street Fighter 2 style, you know? They would hit the ground, but there's these massive rumblings because you knew how big they were. And Ana Delgado's in this game, and he's got the GPO2 or whatever, and he's got a huge shield, and he's got this massive nuke for an attack, and that's insane. You have access to a nuke as a special move, and he's got missiles. Like, this is why I can't script this game, because every time I think about it, there's so many different things you can say, and it doesn't seem like there's so much, because it's just simply a slow Street Fighter. It's really slow, but that's why I love it. It's slow, and it's deliberate, and it looks like it is, you know? You see a Gundam in their walking cycle, and they're walking. It is slow, and when they run, the only person who really looks all that fast is Char, because everything he does is faster for no reason, and his axe is the only thing that you end up paying dividends for if you miss it, because it's a huge whiff, and you're gonna get punished, but you're not getting launched because this isn't Tekken. And it's craziness. This game is absolutely crazy, and I love the fact that I still have it, and that I can still play it whenever I want. I can look back and go, you know what? I don't like going back and playing old games often because they don't feel fun, but this game always feels fun. Especially if you're unlocking stuff as you go. There's no real completion bonus. You don't need that. We're not Gerard the completionist. We don't need no completion bonus. We just know that we got all the mobile suits, and it's just like, alright, well, now I just get to fight the Big Zam versus the New Zeal like everybody always wanted anyway. Or I get to fight the Psycho Gundam versus the Big Zam, because Big Zam. Once the Big Zam is finished being mass-produced, the Federation will be done in no time. This is the first time I ever heard that. It's probably the only place that's ever actually said. And I don't have a lot of Gundam knowledge, but it sounds like they got the voice actors for this game, which is crazy. You know, like the dude that plays Inuyasha also plays Duo. It's Richard Cox. And he's just saying slash, and he throws out a scythe with the Gundam Death Scythe Hell Custom. And the scythe is an unblockable basic attack for him, and that's insane. Why does his regular attack do unblockable damage? But it's so slow. He can teleport. Master Asia can block unblockables. It's nuts. But then again, Master Asia kicking over a building outside of a mobile suit in G Gundam was also crazy. This game's got Super Saiyan moves. This game has everything you would need for a kid to play through a game and get everything he needed out of it. This ain't no Crash 2 where you get no special ending. No, you just get other things to beat each other up with, and that by itself is great. I'm going to give Gundam an 8 out of 10. To this day, it's an 8 out of 10. I bumped it up one point because even though I'm not a huge fan of nostalgia, I think nostalgia reigns true here. This game is amazing, and I really wish more people played it. If you want to play me in Gundam Battle Assault 2, shoot me a message, drop a comment, say how we're going to set up Kylera on our emulators, and I'm going to whoop that ass. Even though I'm bad, because I can't figure out how to map the D-pad with my computer, so I have to use analog stick, and all of my moves take forever to come out. But whatever, it's great, and I have a great time with it. That's it for me. Thanks for checking the video out. I know it's a little bit shorter than the usual ones, but I think that's a little bit better, because not everybody wants to sit around for, 32 minutes and listen to me talk about Xenoblades. And that's obvious to, the retention rate and all that stuff. But either way, it's what I love doing. I love talking about video games. And in this sense, I like talking about them in a very honest, unscripted manner sometimes. Because that's where you get the good stuff. That's where you get the truth. That's where you get me loving this game unconditionally. Because I really do. You can't do any wrong. Those FMVs look terrible. It looks super compressed. Even on a cathode ray tube TV with the scan lines, it looks awful. But it's so fun. And like the fact that when you sit through the credits, you get rewarded with, some really chill music is always just great. it's chill music followed by even more chill music. Can't beat that. So that's it. That's all I gotta say. Thanks for checking out the video. Glad I kept it under 10 minutes. Okay, I didn't keep it under 10 minutes. I came pretty close. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm just rambling. I'm ranting. See you later, guys. Thanks for checking it out.